Boom.
Week 7 is upon us, and I want you to think about these numbers. 4, 4, 6, 4, 6. Those are the number of teams that are going to be on bye in the coming 5 weeks. The bye-pocalypse is upon us, but fear not, because fortune favors those who are prepared. And with our waiver picks and our streaming advice, you'll be in great shape through October and November. But the focus here is to temper your expectations. We need to fill our needs. We don't always need to look for the sexy waiver ad. We don't need to get too crazy looking for big numbers, right? We need to fill our positional gaps, pick the right players in great opportunities, and hope for the best. Because listen, you're missing players, but your opponent is missing players too. So if you're smart on the waiver wire, you have the edge going into each and every matchup. We've got a couple of running backs on our list this week, and the first is Ito Smith. First, he was just the guy vulturing touchdowns when Tevin Coleman was supposed to be the workhorse. But now, he's the Tevin Coleman. Devontae Freeman is on IR, and there's been a gradual bump up in the pecking order of Falcons running backs. Ito Smith actually out-touched Coleman last week, all right? He's great in the red zone. He's got great burst. He breaks tackles, and he is a solid add, not just for this week, but going forwards in that Falcons offense. The next running back I'm going to talk about is Jalen Richard. Marshawn Lynch has a groin injury that is concerning John Gruden. John Gruden doesn't know what he's doing right now, but neither does Derek Carr. He's not passing more than 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, and if you're an Amari Cooper fan, that's not good. But if you have Jalen Richard, that could be beneficial. While the Raiders were getting blown out in London last week, Richard quietly piled up 7 catches. And if Carr is going to be checked down Charlie for the foreseeable future, Jalen Richard could be a must-add in PPR formats. The cat is out of the bag on Taylor Gabriel. After back-to-back 100-yard games, it's pretty clear he's the #1 deep target in this Bears offense that is slowly beginning to gain traction in the first year under new coach Matt Nagy, right? First it was Allen Robinson, but now Gabriel is the leader in air yards on the team. He's had back-to-back big games. Sort of a boom or bust option, but if you're looking for receiver help, he's a good choice. The next 2 guys, much like Josh Reynolds last week, we're looking at because of injury. Reynolds is still in play, by the way, but this week we want to talk about Justin Hardy because Calvin Ridley is out and Mohamed Sanu could be out for the Falcons Monday night matchup against the Giants. Hardy's been nothing but a big play threat in the Falcons offense in the past, but he could have a much bigger role heading into this matchup in one of the best offenses in football. So if Sanu and Ridley are out, Hardy becomes a guy that you should really want on your roster. The next guy up is Chester Rogers, and I'm not particularly high on Rogers as a player, but I am high on Andrew Luck, who is on pace to set the single season record for passing attempts. And that is in a high volume offense. T.Y. Hilton banged up, Ryan Grant banged up, Eric Ebron banged up. Next man up's Chester Rogers, a high-volume PPR play for the bye-week Blues. We're going to take it easy this week. 1 streaming quarterback, 1 defense. Our streaming quarterback is CJ Beathard, all right? 2 touchdowns in all of his starts this year. I'm going to say, hey, Rick, he's thrown at least 1 interception in all those starts. And I say, hold on there. They're playing the Rams this week, my guy. And last year, in 2 games, the 49ers dropped a combined 73 points on the Rams. Now, in one of the games, the Rams benched their starters, but I don't want to hear that because 73 is a big number and it makes my argument sound better. CJ Beathard is an efficient quarterback running the Kyle Shanahan offense to a T, and that is good enough for me as a streaming option in a good spot. And lastly, my streaming defense of the week is the Indianapolis Colts. Look, I know they're banged up. I know they're missing pieces, but they're going against Nathan Peterman. And we're going to go ahead and fade him for the next couple of weeks if that's okay. Let's not overthink this one. Hey, did you like this video? Well, I'm actually streaming right now in the Boom Fantasy app. Yeah, I'm here in the app Tuesday night, Thursday night, and Sunday, 3 hours before kickoff, talking BS, answering your fantasy football questions, and just genuinely giving good life advice. So you want to be here for Boom DFS at the Rick Rosen. I'll see you on Thursday.